Mort is the absolute most bizarre character from the Madagascar franchise. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Mort. And like I said at the beginning, Mort is probably, in fact, I believe it's safe to say, the most bizarre character from Madagascar. And in today's video, I'm going to explain why, in case you may not be familiar with Mort. Or even if you are familiar with some of Mort's craziness, maybe there's some things that I'll mention that you didn't know. So, here we go. Mort started off being a side character in the 3 Madagascar movies, and he didn't get much spotlight until, well, he got some in the Penguin show, but I think he got more in Juilen's series, which is called All Hail King Juilen. And in All Hail King Juilen, that's actually the show that revealed most of Mort's bizarreness. In fact, from what I've read, even his family are bizarre. I actually read that I think it was his father was a bear. Now, I'm not exactly sure if that's true, because I'm not sure if that's ever been confirmed, since I haven't seen all the episodes of Juilen's series, but I think that's the case, which that's really, really weird. I don't know what it is with this mixed species thing in Madagascar. It seems like all the characters fall for a character of another species, which, I don't know, just, you don't see that too often. I guess it's not really that bad, but a bear and a lemur, that might be a little too far. I don't know, but I'm just going to say it's bizarre. Let's just say that. And when I read about Mort, I also read that he's not just a mouse lemur, which is that's his species of lemur, but I also read that he's half bear, pot-belly pig, and I think starfish and some other strange things. I'm like, what? I'm not sure if that's true, but there have been some, like I said, bizarre things revealed about him. It just, oh my goodness. I don't know what any of that's about. You know, I'm not exactly sure if that's true, because again, I haven't seen all of Juilen's episodes of his series, which his show is even more bizarre than the Penguin show. And I thought the Penguin show was bizarre. But anyway, so yeah, Mort definitely has a strange family tree, that's for sure. Even if they're actually all mouse lemurs like him, they clearly do seem to be bizarre. But something else I found interesting about Mort's family, or Mort, which I've actually mentioned this before in a couple other videos, and that is that Mort was actually married. And I thought about doing a separate video about that, but I guess I can just do it all here. Mort was actually married several times. In fact, I think he was married, 12 times, I think? But only 2 of his wives are known. The first one, I think it was the first one. I'm actually not sure who was first. It could have even been one of his unknown wives, because again, only 2 of them are known. But I'm just going to say the first one was, she was some lemur. I think her name was Zahara. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I think that's what it was, or something like that. I hope I pronounced that right. But anyway, he married her. But I think it was not too long after they got married, she actually left Mort, and believe it or not, she ended up marrying Juilen's uncle, which is really crazy. But I also read that Mort actually didn't mind that because he was just not happy. So yeah, that was no fault of Mort's. I mean, I think he should have given it more time, but anyway, I believe he'll find his girl at some point. Oh boy, but heaven help her when he finds her. But anyway, So he also married a really pretty lemur named Pam, but Pam was actually, from what I read about her, she pretended to be in love with these kings so she could get their power, or, like their valuables, or have power, or something like that. It's something like that. And I think she even tried to marry Julian, but she ended up marrying Mort. And actually, she also had been married several times, but left her husbands. And the funny thing is, I actually read that they actually came back, and I think only one of them actually did love her, or still loved her. And I'm like, wait, but if that's the case, would her marriage to Mort even be legal? I'm telling you, I just do not understand this marriage thing in the Madagascar world. I mean, I even wonder if Skipper's marriage to the hula doll was considered legal in their world. Let me not get into that, because that, to me, that's like a whole nother subject, plus it's insane, and that's probably something no one should ever mention. But anyway, so yeah, Pam also left Mort, which again was no fault of his own, because she was a user to begin with. And he unfortunately was not her only victim, unfortunately. Now, the other 12, again, nothing is known about them. They're unknown. So I don't know what happened to them. I read that they might be dead, or I don't know. Again, nothing is known about them. But something else that's very interesting is not only did Mort have wives, he also had children. Now, I don't think any of them are by Zahara or Pam. I think they're by his other wives. Now, I'm not sure, again, what happened to his other wives. Like, it's possible that maybe he married one and they had kids, or a kid, and then maybe she died and he remarried again and they had more kids. So I don't know if it was like that, or if they're all by just one wife, and how many children he had to begin with, I don't know. But man, I would really like to find out. I wonder who the mother was. What was she like, and why is she no longer in the picture? Is she really dead? I don't know. Did she run out on Mort too? Or, I don't know. And how many children does he even have? I don't know. I just do not know. But something else that I also wish I did know about is about Mort's grandchildren. Yes! Not only does he have 12 unknown wives that we, again, know nothing about, and children we also know nothing about, he also has grandchildren that we, you guessed it, know nothing about. But they actually were mentioned in one of the episodes of Julien's series, and really nothing specific was mentioned about them, but I did read that they were, I think, in prison, so maybe Mort's grandchildren got involved with something they had no business getting involved with, and they got locked up. I don't know. I read that Mort was afraid of their escape, so maybe they're crooks. Maybe Mort's wife was even a crook, and maybe that's why she's no longer in the picture, and maybe that's why we know nothing about his kids. Maybe they're all crooks. I don't know. But if so, that would be interesting if, maybe one of them reformed and found Mort. That would really be interesting. If DreamWorks wants to do something with Madagascar, maybe that's, another option for them, is maybe find out about Mort's kids. That would be interesting. But let's not get too deep into certain things about his family. Just what happened to his kids. That's all we really need to know. But anyway, so yeah, that's Mort's family. Now, as for Mort himself, again, he's crazy. But it's actually kind of strange because in Julien's series, like I said, I think that's what showed most of his craziness. I mean, the Penguin Show did show some of that, but Mort was actually just like, a little kid in that show. He wasn't, he was like a little kid, but he yet was still a little crazy. But yeah, to see that side of him in Julien's series is really, really strange. And it was also revealed in Julien's series that when Mort drinks coffee, he becomes, as they call him, Smart Mort. So I don't exactly know what that's about. I don't know how come coffee reacts like that on him. But anyway, so I'm thinking that maybe Mort's, due to, this craziness that he showed in Julien's series, plus the thing with the coffee and him being like a little kid in the Penguin Show. I don't know, maybe Mort's bipolar? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Mort is a big mystery. I think he might be even more of a mystery than Skipper. And that's saying something, because Skipper is quite the mystery too. But anyway, so yeah, but something else that's really bizarre about Mort is, for some reason, he likes King Julien's feet. Now, I've heard of, how people don't like feet, but I guess Mort's in reverse. He loves them for some reason. Especially Julien's. I don't exactly know what that's about, but again, the only thing I can think of is that it's like, again, how people don't like feet. I guess he's in reverse. He loves them. Which, I think he'd make a great foot doctor if that's the case. Maybe that's something that Mort could become in a future movie or series or something. He could become a foot doctor. That'd be interesting. But yeah, there are, again, some things about Mort that I would, again, like to see adjusted. I think some of his craziness could be adjusted, but, done the right way, I think some of this craziness that I found out about Mort could be, adjusted, but yet people can still like him. And maybe we could even find out about his kids again. Now, I don't know if he'll ever stop liking Julien's feet. I don't know. Again, I think he would make a great foot doctor. But anyway, now here's some trivia about Mort. In one of the episodes of Julien's series, it's revealed that Mort is actually older than Julian. And oddly enough, in that episode, Mort actually pretends to be Julien's son, or I guess you could say adopted son. And when I talked about Julian, I mentioned that Julian has wanted to be a father or a father figure. And in this episode, he also wanted to be a father. It's revealed in this episode he wanted to be a father. And Mort pretended to be Julian's son. And it was actually revealed that he couldn't be Julian's son because he is, much, much older, so he couldn't pass himself off as his son, is, I guess, what they were trying to say. But anyway, also, Mort has a pirate past. Now, I don't know much about that, but it was revealed in one of the episodes that he does have a pirate background. Now, I don't think too much is known about that, but I do know that he has a pirate background, so I'm not too sure about that. But anyway, now I mentioned before about him liking Julien's feet. Now, I do think that he does care about Julian, himself. I feel like he does, because there's actually some episodes where Mort has gotten jealous whenever someone very, very close well, when someone would get really, really close to Julian, or, you know, Julian really, really caring about someone. And I've actually read that Mort can be very jealous, so maybe that's, you know, part of his personality, unfortunately. But, you know, I do think that Mort does, you know, truly care for Julian, but I don't know, he really is quite the mystery. But I think it's interesting that the different love interests that Julian has, if there'd be any time for Mort to be jealous, it would be when Julian found his love interest. But from what I can recall, none of the love interests that Julian has had, Mort hasn't been jealous of any of them. So, I don't know, maybe that's just part of his personality, or maybe, I don't know, I honestly don't know. But, yeah, like I said, Mort is quite the mystery, and I gotta admit though, there are some things about him I would like to see, one, adjusted, and to find out about his kids and all. You know, there's things I want to know about Mort, and I'm sure there's things that other people would probably want to know about him and the other characters as well. And like I mentioned in the one where I talked about Julian, people have said how they think the franchise is over or almost over, but I don't know. I mean, I just hope I really hope, and I do believe that it's not over, but I really hope that they don't leave it where it is, because there's so many plot holes. Just so many. There's so many things that at least I myself would like to know about. But anyway, hopefully soon we'll get the answers. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more, because I plan on talking about some other characters from Madagascar as well. So stay tuned. Bye.